Good. I'm excited to get this first episode
We're making
going.
a podcast!
We're doing it. So hi everyone. I'm Jess.
I'm Vanessa.
And we are best friends, and we've always wanted to do something together, be creative. Our friends are always telling us, like, you two work really well together, and
They're not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a good job. We've done so many different things just over the years. Like, well, shameless plug, we've done Batch on a Budget. You've helped me with my photography on the side, dance, balloon arches.
Yep.
Like, you name it, we've probably done it. And so this just seemed like an easy way to spend some quality time together.
yeah, I also like that having these conversations and what we're going to be doing on here is just a way to invite you guys into our friendship, because I cherish this woman so much. She has been there for me through so many things, ups and downs, and just life in general. So I didn't mean to get emotional.
I was like, you're gonna make me cry for like 30 seconds into this thing. I mean, same. I think that also happens after over a decade worth of friendship, and I also think that that's important in women friendships too, to have someone who's been at your very highs and your very lows, and then everything in between, and who celebrates your wins and your losses.
Yes.
And
Genuine connections, because
Yes.
that's the problem, I think, with like female friendships sometimes is it's always like, is this one doing better than me, or is she more successful than me? And it doesn't have to be about that. Everybody can kind of have their own lane, and I think that's what has helped us, is that like you and I are so different, but yet we have such similarities. So like we take the different parts of our friendship and we bring it together and make it a whole, and I just love that. So yeah. So that's a little bit of us, of who we are.
Yes, that's who we are. But why are you here? Why would you ever want to listen to two random chicks talk about the things we love, the things we hate, and everything in between? And I mean, if you're here listening, great, and we're excited to kind of walk through. But this all kind of started from, I guess, both of our favorite shows.
Yes.
The
I mean,
Infamous.
we have multiple favorite shows.
We do have multiple favorite shows. We'll get into that. But the one that started this, and the one that is the inspiration, is the infamous One Tree Hill.
Yes. OTH, for our OTH fans out there, like that's the acronym. So yes, we love OTH.
Yep.
So we started Behind the Red Door podcast because Brooke Davis is one of our favorite characters.
Yes.
I think it's safe to say that like One Tree Hill would not have been One Tree Hill without her.
Agreed.
I think she was meant to be like a side character, but
She turned into the show.
yeah, like by halfway through the series, like season 4, season 5, I think we all were like, oh, this show is about Brooke.
Yeah.
Like it's no longer about
Is it
what
Brooke's
it's about.
diary, or was this? Because remember, it's supposed to be from like Whitey's perspective. That was the original.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like it turned into we were reading Brooke's infamous diary that she didn't keep.
Yes.
So, yes, Behind the Red Door, Brooke was the girl behind the red door. And
Red also has a lot of different meanings. It means like love and comfort, and like that kind of felt like how our friendship is. So we were
Yes.
just like the door and the color, it just makes the most perfect sense. And then also just like we wanted to invite you guys in. So it's like opening the door to you guys to our friendship. So lots of different meanings with the red door, but we're here for it.
we're here for it. We have lots of things to talk about.
But I just want to start us off with a cheers that we're actually
Okay.
doing this.
Yeah.
So grab your mimosas, friends. We love to have a good mimosa in the morning. So cheers.
Yes, we love to eat, drink, and be merry, if you will.
Yeah, which we will bring you guys along on some adventures with that as well. We like to, go out and have a good time as well, and
Yeah.
we want to share those experiences with you guys. So,
Yes. This isn't just about One Tree Hill. One Tree Hill is going to definitely be a topic, but it started with One Tree Hill. Jess, you and I, we go to concerts, we go out to try new food, we go out to try new places. We're in Phoenix, Arizona, so lots of new things to see and do, and I was about to say we've traveled, but we have not. But I guess we have. If you
we
count,
have briefly.
Yes, we have briefly, and those trips were epic and still talked about to this day. But so, like I said, we're going to talk about all the things we love, all the things we hate around pop culture. We go see theater plays together here in the Valley. We, again, try restaurants, talk about shows. I think there's a few shows in my life that I wouldn't have had without you.
Yes.
Recommending them to me,
Yes.
and I will be forever changed. So
You're welcome. One of them is actually something that we're both wearing right now.
Oh, yes.
So these were a birthday present that I got. Well, I got myself one too, but I got it for Vanessa. So hers says, "Where's the beach?"
Where's the beach?
And mine says, I wrote the note because I turned her onto the show, Jersey Shore,
Yes,
obviously.
Jersey Shore. For those of you who don't know where the beach is, and I wrote the note, I don't know how you don't, but yes, in COVID times, wanted something to watch and just.
And I said, how have you not been watching this show? Like, I am the queen of trash reality TV. I live for it. It's my guilty pleasure. And I just said to her, I was like, how have you not watched this show? And she's like, I just don't know. So she started watching
I
it.
lived a sheltered life is the real answer to that. My mom probably wouldn't have permitted me to watch something like that. And I don't like reality TV shows. I'm not a reality TV show girly. But I will sit and watch.
And we still watch it to this day.
We still watch it to this day. And shout out, they just had their 200th episode.
200th episode. They're celebrating their 15th
season?
Well, 15th year since it started.
Since it started.
Yeah, because they took that little hiatus. They did, they did the 5-6 seasons, I think it was, and then they took a break, and then
family vacation.
Then they started the family vacations, which I am living for. I love the family vacations. I think they are fantastic.
Taxi Sona Queen. Taxi Sona Queen.
Fist pump, push up, chapstick.
MVP.
So yeah, if you don't watch the show, I highly recommend it. It's like just pure entertainment. I mean, if you really just want something lighthearted to watch, I mean, definitely check it out.
I don't know if it's lighthearted. You get really invested in these characters.
What I would mean by like lighthearted is that like it doesn't take a lot of brain power. It just is kind of like you just want to keep watching. You're like, I feel excited to watch this. Like it's just like that kind of lighthearted for me is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Oh, to me it's like a train wreck. Not in a bad way. That sounds really bad, and like watch my luck is JWoww or Snooki are watching this and they're like train wrecks, but I feel like they also would say that they were a train wreck. But you can't look away. You just have to know it's going to happen, and it's really more anxiety inducing to me because I'm like, no, Angelina, don't make that choice. No, Ron, don't date that girl.
Yeah.
So
me, I just laugh at all of it. I love the drama. So I don't like drama in my everyday life. So
no.
I think that's why I tend to watch shows that are dramatic, like One Tree Hill, or reality shows that have a lot of drama. I don't like drama in my everyday life, so I think that's where I get my fix for my drama, is in my TV shows.
That's
and
fair.
Movies. I love movies too. So
Also true.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So that, yeah, I feel like we're like kind of all over the place right now, but I love that.
It's our first podcast.
Yeah. So
maybe someone's gonna listen to this and be like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm sitting in a room with my girlfriends, which is what we wanted. We're also, for those who either don't watch this or can't see, we are just kind of chilling. We've got our blankies, our mimosas, and just trying to talk about life.
yeah, feels like a little adult sleepover. I like it.
Yeah. It's like an adult sleepover, with mutually bonded over our love of shows and food. But
Yeah.
do you remember where you were when One Tree Hill came out?
I do. So I didn't actually start watching from the beginning. So my backstory is a little different. I was constantly watching CW shows, but if you think about like back then, we didn't have like these streaming app services. So like you couldn't just click to a show and watch a trailer and be like, what's this about? So I was watching probably Gossip Girl at the time.
Fantastic.
Another great show.
We'll get there. We'll get to Gossip Girl for sure.
So I'm pretty sure I was watching that because it was right around the same time, but I happened to not fast forward through my commercials. So back then I was also recording things on a VCR still.
Yes.
I mean, this is the times we were living in. Eventually we had the DVR then,
Yes.
and then you could, but you still had to fast forward. Even with the DVR,
I don't think you could fast forward through commercials on like the OG DVRs. I think
not the OGs, but then it got upgraded. So that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. Like we went through all of those phases of like different technology with like TV shows, and
Yes.
so I started out with the VHS tapes, and I had to rewind. And
There was no
record.
binging.
No, there was no binging. You had to wait every week for
Yeah.
that episode that was left on a cliffhanger. You're like, oh my god, I got to tune in.
Or
next
like
week.
the season ending, and you had to wait like 4 or 5 months until it came back in the fall.
Yes.
Like it would end in May, and then you would like a school schedule.
Yeah.
What do you mean I have to wait to find out what happens?
Yeah, and then you wouldn't remember. So then it's like, well, now I need to like look it up and read about it. You couldn't even go back and watch a season. Like even now,
Yes.
you can go back and be like, oh, I can rewatch the season from before and then be ready to go for the new season. Can't do that anymore.
I also think a lot of people say, like, why do they have to do a recap at the beginning of every episode? As someone who did not have that feature available, I love that, because if I'm watching a show, especially for the first time, and so I'm watching Just Like That right now, the new season, and I've taken a break, and so I don't always remember. It's so nice to have that nice little recap. And OTH did that in even in some of their seasons, but it's so nice to have that now.
So to get back on topic, so I was always like recording things, obviously, and so I was watching probably an episode of Gossip Girl because I was obsessed with CW shows at the time, and it was the trailer for the season 6 premiere of OTH, and they showed a dramatic scene. Obviously, it was, I didn't know who her character was at the time, but it was Brooke, and she was being attacked in her store, and I was like, what did I just watch? Like, what was that trailer? I was like, how did I not like know about this show beforehand? So obviously I tuned into that episode, but then I didn't know what was happening. Like I see this character Lucas, and then he's like my brother. Like he's talking to this guy, and he's like, he's my brother, and I'm like, they look like they're the same age. How are they brother? Like I just started asking all these questions, and I was like, okay, I need to actually go back and watch this show. Which at that time, again, no binging. So realistically,
how did you go back and watch it?
I started buying the DVDs to all the seasons.
Gotcha. Okay, that tracks.
So
are you going to confess to pirating movies?
No.
Okay,
so I bought obviously season 1 because again, that was what we did back then for binging. We used to buy seasons on DVDs to watch them, and so I bought season 1. I think I watched season 1 in like one weekend. Like I started it on a Friday, and then I was just hooked. So like realistically, I caught an episode of season 6, and then I was like, I have to go back and watch that. So I bought first season, second, got through all of it, and then I was able to catch back up and got into season 6. So I was able to finish the rest of season 6, probably about like a couple episodes towards the end, but I got to like finish it out. And then from there, I watched it just week to week from season 7 to 9. Yeah. How about you?
So my OTH journey started in high school when the series first came out. I actually got grounded, and so as
you grounded? I can't believe that. I cannot believe that.
I got grounded, and to punish me, my mom knew that I was waiting for the show to come out, like just waiting. I'm gonna love this show. She told me I couldn't watch it. And so I had to, like record it on a VHS. I recorded the first episode on VHS. The only other episode I recorded on VHS, because I wasn't able to see it, was in season 3. The big season 3 ending episodes.
Okay.
I don't want to give any spoilers in case anybody is listening, but hopefully at this point you've watched it. But so yeah, I had to watch it, and I remember watching the VHS, and at the end of it, just knowing, like, I'm going to love this show.
Yeah.
Love the show. Grew up in a basketball household, basketball family. I'm not a sports girly. I had to sit and watch basketball games after basketball games my entire life, and so that's kind of why I was drawn to it. 2 brothers, the drama, the plot,
Yeah, totally makes
same
sense.
school, same dad, different moms. So the drama aspect of that part, but then definitely the sports aspect and doing all of that. But yeah, that's how.
Yeah, I love sports too. I mean, obviously, I'm a huge sports girly. So, the fact that they were playing basketball, like, yeah.
I'm not a sports girly.
Yeah, totally am. So I'm super excited for football season. Ooh, it's back. I'm super excited. I know you don't feel
I feel like I could say something to piss you off right now, but I'm not gonna.
Oh my god. Just say it.
It's Taylor Swift's Man season.
Oh. She's right. She totally pissed me off.
Yep, told you.
I cannot with them. Okay. It's not that I don't think that they're not cute together. I actually don't mind them together. Even though I think she's like completely different from what he's dated in the past, but sometimes I think that's also a good thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people have speculated, and they've been like, oh, she's not his usual type, like this is not going to last. But I'm like, did we ever stop and think that maybe the type before was the problem? Not saying that those women are a problem. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Right,
but the type, like maybe it just doesn't work. They don't mix well together. They're not meshing. Like So maybe the fact that she is different from all the women that he's dated before, maybe that's why it's working right now. You know, my problem is that they're bringing the relationship into the sports and the games, and I'm like, we don't care. We don't care. But we really don't. Like, the people who are true sports fans, we don't care that she's there. Like, cool, support your man. I'm not stressing about that. But, like, the fact that there's, like, drinking games of, like, how many times are they going to show her on the screen? Like, I don't care.
Right.
I'm here to watch the game.
Also, if she wasn't as famous, it probably wouldn't matter.
Exactly. I'm like, all these women who date athletes, they're at every single game. They've been at every single game most of their lives for college and now into professional sports. They're not getting the same attention. I mean, now they are, I think, because she's kind of normalized it more, and I think a lot more women are getting their flowers. What's her face? I love from the 49ers who started, like, making the clothing. How do you not know about this girl? Again, not a sports girly.
Not a sports girly.
So, for my girls who are sports girlies, I'm going to touch base on it a little bit. I think her name is Kristen. The pronunciation is probably wrong. Juszczyk? I don't know. Her husband plays for the 49ers. She started, like, taking old, like, jerseys and things and just creating, like, her own clothing out of it. And now the NFL has, like, given her a contract, and she, like, is making clothes for, like, a bunch of these celebrities, and, like, they're wearing all of her outfits at the game. So, like, again, I love that now that we're focusing on the women, like, they are getting their flowers and their spotlight, but at the same time, it's like, the people who are just tuning in for the sports, like, we just want the sports.
Also, when I'm watching, like, an NBA game, again, not a sports girly, but the amount of times I've had to watch championship games in my family is obscene. They only show... Ooh, I just lost his name. Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. That guy. They only show him once. They're only showing, Spike Lee at an LA Lakers game 2 times at most. So, like, the fact that the camera is just, like, constantly on there could be a move.
Yeah. No, I get it. All right, well, now we touch base on sports. Wasn't planning on that, but,
Unexpected turn. It's a sleepover.
I know. We just go where our minds take us, right?
Yes.
I need another drink.
Do it.
Let's cheers it up again. Boom. Anyways.
All right. So we talked about knowing that the show was special. I think we just talked about this a little bit ago. Chad Michael Murray recently did an interview and was just talking about the show has legs, quote unquote.
Yes.
Citation reference, Chad Michael Murray 2025.
Are we excited for Freaky or Friday? Sorry, I'm changing topics again.
Whoa! The show has legs.
The show has legs. Okay, we'll go back to that. Sorry.
No,
yes, the show does have legs. I think we both agree, like, when we watched the pilot episode, that there was just something there. There was magic, for sure. It flowed really nicely, too.
Yes.
I think it's very rare to see a pilot episode done, even nowadays, for a pilot episode to be done and you want to keep watching more.
Agreed. So many times, especially with the shows that you'll recommend to me, you're like, you just have to get through the first season. You just have to get through the first couple episodes. That one was one where you saw the first episode and you were hooked. I mean, even looking back and rewatching Friends, I don't think the magic was there in the first episode. Mm-hmm. You kind of grew to love those characters, and obviously now, decades upon decades later, we're still, saying
Friends. I mean, that's something else that has bonded us over the years, is the show Friends, and honestly, I think it's bonded a lot of people over time.
100%.
A lot of people have said that it's helped with, like, mental health, anxiety, just, like, putting that show on. So I agree. Friends is also another one, like, you go back and watch it, and we rewatch it because we love it. But, like, a lot of times I skip through some of those season 1 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm like, this didn't really have anything to do. It was all over the place. Like, I felt like once season 2 started, they
hit their groove.
Yeah, and they had standalone episodes because obviously sitcoms, they don't keep storylines continuing, but for some reason they had a way of doing that. They had, like, a new storyline each week, but also kept the characters growing from week to week, and I don't see that in a lot of sitcoms, even nowadays. So there's...
I thought you meant One Tree Hill. I was like, yeah, 100%. I totally agree. But also One Tree Hill does that. They had each episode kind of, might have been a week or a weekend apart, but they kind of picked up the dialogue and the story and falling in love with the characters and watching them evolve. And Brooke Davis doesn't come in until episode 2, like you said, as a side character, but then just is magic. Yeah.
And what's crazy about her too is that they brought her in as I mean, it's sad to say, but like they kind of brought her in as like just to sexualize her.
Yes.
If we're being honest. And like I hated that. But you know, at the same time, it's like I get what they were trying to do, but I'm so glad that like throughout time her character grew.
Yes.
And she, like we said, she became the main focus of the story. Really, it started out totally different in the pilot. So the fact that like the pilot started one way and you think it's going to go all these different directions, which it does.
Yes.
It goes in all those directions.
So many different directions.
Think it's going to go, but then there's also little storylines along the way that just kind of created even more magic, and it was just insane to watch. And like you said, like week to week, it just yeah. Why? He could be a part of it.
Oh, hi, babe.
Hi.
Welcome to our podcast.
That's the whole
I
point
low
of
key
this,
asked
right?
him if he wanted to be a part of a podcast with me, and he said no.
Oh,
I know. I was like, babe, you want to do a
bummer.
podcast with me? He goes, no. I said, why not? We have such good conversations. He goes, I don't want my life on the internet. I was like, okay.
Unlike us, who we like post our own lives everywhere.
No need for me.
Time for another picture. Time for another video.
All right, so for our listeners, we're going to end each episode with a hot take of the week, and then kind of wrap up our conversation a little bit. So definitely just want to introduce our listeners to, we're going to have some hot takes. Popular, unpopular, love us, hate us.
Yeah. So I'll go first because mine actually has to touch base on what we talked about earlier with Jersey Shore.
Okay.
So it didn't happen this week per se what my hot take is, but I'm just like, because they're celebrating the 15 years and it's just been relevant right now in my life. Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Gotta love those nights. My hot take is something from way back in the day, like early on seasons, because Ron is back in the mix. Sam is back in the mix.
Yes.
And they were gone for a while from the show.
Yes.
I mean, there was tons of drama. But just to see how they both have grown as individuals is like great now. But now, like looking back, everyone used to always blame Ron, like for the issues in their relationships. And I'm not saying that what he did was right in any way. I think the way he behaved was horrible. But if you really go back and watch some of these seasons, Sam was
Not doing
just
herself any favors.
equally as horrible. Like equally as
They
horrible.
weren't doing each other any favors.
No, they were super toxic. And like, honestly, I look back at it and because again, I sometimes go back and rewatch that show because I just sometimes need something on in the background that I've already seen, but I don't want to be in silence. So I'm like, okay, let me just rewatch a show, put it on, whatever. And some of those early seasons, I'm like, yeah, Ron was doing these things, but technically they were still on breaks, which is like Ross and Rachel on Friends.
Unpopular
were we on a
opinion.
break?
That's definitely what we should cover. Were they or
But
weren't
I'm just
they?
saying, like, sometimes the things that he was doing, they weren't technically in a relationship because she's like, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Yes, he was still leading her on and like wanting to get back together with her, but she also kept saying, I'm done with you. Every time she would then get mad if they were together and then they would fight, like she would have a reaction like way worse. And like there was the one moment where she went to the club and basically she was like, I want to look the hottest. I need a hot guy. I'm going to dance with the hot guy, doing it right in front of his face. You broke up like 30 minutes ago. So I'm just saying, like, the things that she did was in front of him, and he would still do it not in front of her face and be somewhat respectful in that way. Obviously, he wasn't respectful in general, but
Interesting.
I'm just saying, like, I think everybody puts the blame on Ron, and I feel like they both need to be blamed for what went wrong in their relationship. That's my hot take for the week.
It's a good hot take.
That's where I'm leaving it, and I stand by it.
Yeah. I don't know necessarily if I disagree, and I think even now with Sam and Ron coming back, she's kind of come back and been like, we were such different people back then. It sounds like she's taken some ownership, and obviously in the newer seasons, Ron has 100% taken ownership of it. But yeah, if you go back and look at that, you're like, you two were just a friggin' train wreck.
Yeah, just all over the place. I'm like,
And also, your friends weren't that great if they did not come alongside you and go, homegirl, what are you doing?
yeah.
Been there. Sam would have had to listen, but yeah, and those conversations could have happened off screen for sure. But
For sure.
That's
What
a
about
good
you?
one.
Any hot takes for you this week?
I didn't have any hot takes this week.
That's fine. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, I feel like I did have a hot take because you said something about Jersey Shore and blaming Ron,
Oh boy.
and I was like, oh, that would be a hot take, but now I don't remember what it was. So I don't have a hot take this week. I will have a hot take in our next episode.
Yeah, so next...
And in the 3rd episode. I guess it's not really a hot take, but I'm really excited to talk about season 2, highs and lows. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we're not going to jump to season 2. We're going to jump to season 1 first.
Because we are now closing the door on why we're here, what we're doing, what we love, what we hate, and why we're taking you all along on this journey. So next week, stay tuned. Because, Jessica, what are we going to cover?
We're definitely going to jump into season 1's highs and lows. So that's what we're going to cover next. I mean, we're obviously going to talk about other things along the way, like we did today. But yeah, exactly. There it goes. But yeah, we definitely want to, take you on our journey with our love for One Tree Hill, because they're also doing a reboot. Right? Yeah. So they're bringing back the show. It's
theoretically, it just got redlined. Redlit. Greenlit?
Or they're waiting to be greenlit.
Maybe they're waiting to get greenlit and they were redline seems really negative, but they just did something where like they got approved to start writing about it.
Yes, so it's been in the works for a while, which is also a reason why we're like, let's do this now, because we also want to cover like when the new show comes out, if and when it does. And if it doesn't, oh well, like who cares? Like we're still gonna, take you guys on this journey with us, because as you can see, we talk about different topics. But next episode, we're definitely going to talk about season 1's highs and lows, and that's going to be the plan. But it's not going to be next week. We are gonna drop episodes every other week.
Every other week.
Yeah, every other Sunday, so you guys can join us in the morning. Have a mimosa, make a cup of coffee, and go from there and just enjoy our conversation.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. See you later, friend.
Yep. Cheers.